how well I remember the day. It was just a phenomenal day, and it stands out emotionally in my life because there we were in the midst of this burgeoning fire that came down from Mount Wellington. About 11 o'clock in the morning, my father called and said, will we go in the Holden ute that we had, the old FJ Holden, and go up to High Peak because they wanted to try and stop the fire. When we arrived there with just a couple of knapsacks, the Hobart Fire Brigade were there and we could see these tall peppermints, and we decided that we didn't have any possibility of stopping the fire there. So we made our way back to our own property via Leslie Vale Road because the Huon Road was already closed. And so when we got back to the property, we decided that we needed to get on a spray pump that we had, and we hopped on the old International B250 tractor with a spray pump behind, went down to our neighbours and tried to save their houses. The ash was coming through the air like a blizzard of fire. It was just incredible. The temperature was about 100 degrees and the wind was gaining 80 to 100 kilometres an hour, and we just couldn't do anything to really stop except try and save the houses. We thought we'd saved one house, but fire got under the eaves and up it went in an explosion. We drove up the road to my brother's property, and there I went straight in over the fence, and we drove round and round that property and sprayed it with water. The boards were so hot that you couldn't hold your hand on them, and we'd take a little break inside and then we'd go round and round again. The ash was coming through the air at just incredible speed, and when it got into the tops of the eucalyptus, it would just explode. It was just an incredible experience that I've never forgotten. And so that day we managed to save the houses that were on our property. We had 5 houses on our property, and none of them went up in flames, but many of our neighbours did. And at night, when I looked out upon the hills, it was just an incredible experience because every tree was like a Chinese lantern just flaming with fire, and it was just very, very distressing. Our eyes had been charred with the ash that had come through the air, and to go the next day down to Margate where we could see that the fish factory on the edge of the water had a fireball come into it and actually explode, and then go on to Electrona where the carbide works was just burnt to the ground, and then down to the school where I'd gone to school at Snug Area School, and to see the Snug Area School just cinders, it was very, very emotionally challenging. And so it was an experience that I will never forget. It was something that just will remain in my memory right throughout my life, and it's something that I think people need to take account of in terms of being prepared for the future. And I'm so happy that the Tasmanian Fire Service is now doing more in terms of fire retardation and burning off, so that we don't suffer that type of experience again.